Hey everybody, I'm Jen, a woman in long-term recovery who is also a CARC, a CRPA, a rape crisis counselor, and a trainer of Narcan. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy my stories. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you. If you look in my description box down below, you will see the link to my merchandise, all my social media, few other things that I've been involved with, my Patreon, my merchandise, and you will see the link for my Amazon wish list. The Amazon wish list is what I use to help local people in my community who are struggling, who have just come home from incarceration or rehabs, just who need a little bit extra help. And it is super greatly appreciated whenever you guys make donations. So today, that Amazon wish list kind of goes hand in hand with what I'm going to talk about. So, as a lot of you know, I am a woman who is currently on community supervision. In other words, I'm on parole. So when I first came home in June of 2019, I was deemed to be undomiciled, meaning homeless. They would not let me return back to my home that I lived in with Jared because, as a lot of you know, it took us 15 months to get permission to have contact. So they said, you're gonna go to the shelter. So I had to go live at the shelter. The shelter in Delaware County is very different from what a lot of people have ideas of what shelters are. So the shelter in Delaware County, we have several shelters. They are in Delhi, New York. So Delaware County is the size of Rhode Island when you stretch it out. It's absolutely huge for a county. And it is 200% at best below poverty level, which is just crazy. So, with that being said, you would think we would have massive shelters, right? Not the case. So you have to actually be interviewed by Adult Protective Services, APS, in order to see if you are eligible or not to enter the shelter. So for me, because I was on parole and it was a parole stipulation, immediately I got an in. The time when I went, thank God, I was the only one there, so it was kind of cool. So it's an old house. And right now the women's shelter is just the upstairs. And believe it or not, we can only hold 2, 4, 6 women at a time. Then there's a big driveway, and right next door is upstairs is the men's shelter, and I think they can only hold 6 men at a time as well. And then underneath that, which is kind of crazy, underneath the men's shelter in the same house is the family shelter. So it's like women and children. I thought, in my opinion, I would have flipped that around, women and children with women, but whatever. So you have to literally fill out this paperwork and go through this rigmarole, and then they search your belongings. Since I just came home from prison, I literally had a bag with, when my mother-in-law sent me my go-home clothes, she sent me a 3-pack of panties and a 3-pack of socks, and that's what I had with me in a grocery bag. It was terrible. And when she picked me up from the bus station, she gave me a washcloth, a towel, and a pillowcase, and a set of sheets, so I had my own. My first night there, I absolutely did not even have a pillow. I folded up my pillowcase and used that as a pillow, and I was grateful that I had sheets because I didn't even have a blanket. I literally came home on a Tuesday and had nothing. I had to ask them for a roll of toilet paper. I was super grateful after 2 years of incarceration to be home. But it was almost like, when you parole home and you parole home to a loved one's house or your house or whatever, it's a completely different experience coming home than if you parole to a shelter. It's just going from maximum security lockup to minimum security lockup. I still had to answer to somebody. I still had to fill out all these paperwork, do what they said, clean this time, do that. It was just, I had a really easy experience there because, like I said, for probably a month, it was just me. So that was super cool. And I was just grateful to be home and be able to see Bella and get a job and, get back on my feet again, or attempt to start to get back on my feet again. But like, I remember at one point in time, the microwave there stopped working, and I was like, could we get a microwave? You know, I know you guys get all these donations and stuff. And they were like, yeah, no, it's just you. It's not a priority. I stayed there. So I came home June 24th of 2019, and I did not move into my apartment until August 1st of 2019. So I was there for a good 2 months. While I was there, 3 other ladies came in, and right before I was leaving, a 4th lady who came in. The 4th lady who came in, her mental health was very, very, very poor. We would wake up in the middle of the night, and she would have the silverware in the dryer going. She would wash the pots and pans in the bathtub. And one time, I was at work, and my roommates messaged me, and they were like, don't come home. She's smoking meth in the stairwell. And like, I freaked out, and the case, like the on-call caseworker and stuff had to come, and she wouldn't like let them touch her, search her stuff, and there's nothing they can do, you know? It was just a really crazy experience for me. I had never experienced anything to that point. Like, I've been in a lot of sketchy spots, but most of them were like self-imposed sketchiness, like going into some dude's house that I really don't know to try and get some meth or whatever the case may be. Like, those are the type of sketchy spots that I put myself in. Never like someone putting the silverware in the dryer at night, or, you know, just weird things. Like, she needed to be somewhere where she could get her mental health helped and you know, taken care of, and she just wasn't. So that's like one of the reasons why go bags are so important to me, to help people in my area, because I'm one of those people. Like, if it wasn't for my mother-in-law buying me like toothpaste, I wouldn't have had any. You know, you have to, every day at the shelter, you have to be out of the house at 8 o'clock in the morning. And you have to go down, you have to go and you have to check in. We call it around here, we call it the little DSS, because it's the building next to the Department of Social Services. It's the little building where they have like CPS, APS, Adult Protective Services, and Child Protective Services. And you have to go and you have to sit and wait until they decide that they're ready for you to come in, for you to check in, and for you to answer like a questionnaire about what you're doing, if you're employed, where your job searches are, have you filled out a help application, have you filled out food stamps application. Like, they give you so many things that you have to do. So for me, I was blessed enough to get a job washing dishes at a local pizzeria called Cugino's in Delhi, New York, 48 hours out of incarceration. And I worked there on and off till this August, actually. Maybe September. So they kind of like gave me, they were kind of lenient with me, especially because I was the only one there. But I watched a lot of the other girls go through hell. I watched them give them random drug tests for no reason. You know, treat people accordingly. That's how I feel with all aspects of life. You treat people accordingly, right? If someone's being an asshole, you treat them like one. If someone is putting their best foot forward, doing what they need to do, you treat them with respect. I have seen girls come in there, you know, and afterwards, when I worked at an agency where we worked hand in hand with the shelter, people that were really trying their hardest and doing the right thing, drug tested, kicked out for no reason. Just, you know, I was really blessed. Like, I truly feel like somebody is looking down on me and really guiding me. Like, the universe has really put things into motion for me. Because the hell that went on in the shelter just a few short weeks after I left, craziness, you know? No, I'm super lucky. I go so hard with donations and go bags and doing things for people because, like I said, I was really lucky that my mother-in-law was able to be there for me and support me and do certain things for me. A recovery coach that I had started working with, if it wasn't for her, I've mentioned this in a previous video, like, of course, because I came home that week and I had nothing, I got my period. I had 2 pairs of spare panties, like, and I got my period. This girl gave me tampons. She gave me some Bath and Body Works lotion. She gave me body spray. Like, She's still my friend to this day. And I'm super grateful that she treated me like a human being. And sometimes all it takes is a little lotion and someone to be like, wow, you look really nice today. Or, you know, human. We treat people like humans, they act like humans. So that is one of the main reasons why I'm such a stickler for helping people. You know, everyone tells me all the time, oh, you're such a this, you're such that, you're so great, you're this. I'm one of them. I literally walked their shoes. I was homeless. I had nothing. I didn't have $1. I didn't even have a backpack to put stuff in. You know, I had to count on the kindness and generosity of pure strangers. And I'm a huge, huge supporter in paying it forward. And this is my way of paying it forward and continuing to keep my sobriety and pay my debt to society. Being in the shelter is an awful place, but in the same time, it's better than prison and it's better than dead and it's better than in the street. Sometimes being in the street is better, you know, but I just hope one day to maybe be the difference in someone's life. I just hope that maybe one day I can make somebody smile when they thought, you know, sometimes people wake up and they say like, today's the day I can't do this anymore. And then maybe someone like me comes along and gives them a packet of hot cocoa or, you know, tells them a joke or actually shakes their hand, even though they're homeless and they haven't showered for days or weeks, and people just stare at them instead of acting like they're people. You know, all it takes is a simple sign of kindness to change someone's whole attitude and outlook on life. So living in the shelter is definitely difficult, but it is also a necessity sometimes because we have these situations that put us there. I just thought I would share that with you guys today and explain to you what the shelter in Delaware County is like and explain to you a little bit more about me and my journey. Thank you all for supporting me, and I just wanted to share that story with you guys today. And remember, I'm only an email or a message away, and I hope everybody's staying safe right now, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.